Jimmy Butler joins Miami mic'd up today. Thank you, Jimmy, for taking the time to join the show. First question for you. What is something off the court that has brought you joy recently?
Coffee, the ability to make coffee. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that by now. But it's a real thing. It's a passion. It's a love, and I really enjoy it.
All right. It's a good thing that was your answer because those are all my questions.
Yeah,
Big Face
perfect.
Coffee. Big Face Coffee. Congratulations on the launch on
Thank
Friday. I have a bunch of questions about how this came to be, but the first being, when you were first starting with Big Face Coffee in the bubble, when we were first learning about it, back then, did you know that it was going to turn into a business? Was it just something fun you were doing, or how'd this all start?
It just started as a joke, as I tell everybody. I just wanted to find a way to overcharge somebody for some coffee. Did a great job of doing
Yep.
that. And then it started to pick up as I get back home. Me and the guys are talking like, you know what, we do this coffee thing pretty seriously. We travel around the world and just meet people and drink coffee. Like
Right.
this Big Face thing, it might pick up a little bit. And then, boom, we launch October 1.
Well, all right, so that's my question. You were traveling all summer, and it seemed like that's exactly what you were doing, just scouting different coffee in different countries and different places. Did you have a favorite place that you visited? Did you have a favorite type of coffee that you found? Can I hear some of those stories?
I don't think there's a right or wrong way to drink coffee or
Okay.
make coffee for that matter. It just so happened that everywhere we go, we always find ourselves in a cafe because a coffee shop in Amsterdam is a little bit different than a cafe.
Okay.
And, we're in Italy and then we're in South America and Guatemala, everywhere else, just trying to figure out, like, what's our best version of coffee. That's what we want to bring to the world, and I think we've done that to this point.
So then what is your best version of coffee?
I like to think that we're the best, so we have plenty of Cup of Excellence winners, but our whole thing with Big Face is to tell the story of others and use coffee as a outlet for it. Like we got coffee, but we helped your family, we helped this farmer do this or do that. And I think that's where the story behind Big Face is really going to take off, the people we get to help through coffee.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what type of stuff do you guys have in store then when it comes to trying to help others? Like you just mentioned sort of minor examples, but do you have any sort of great examples of what you plan to do?
We definitely want to give the farmers the best equipment to make the best coffee. Try to make it a little bit easier because you don't know what really goes into a cup of coffee, let alone a bag of coffee or a day in the life of a coffee farmer. So that and just helping the families and the people in general is really huge because I realize you can't get as far as you really see yourself getting without a little bit of help. And I'm a prime example of that. And I'm grateful to be able to give back to the people that I've yet to meet and the people that I've met already.
Well, that's awesome. I'm excited to see it continue
you.
to grow. It's been a cool process to watch it start at the bubble like the way it was with, Goron and $20 cups of coffee, and now to
Still
be here
hasn't
now.
paid, by the way.
He still hasn't paid you back
Still
for
hasn't
it.
paid.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to hit him up in Toronto, see get him back down here, change the currency. It sounds like all summer you were doing a whole bunch of different things. You talked about your tennis game, you talked about surfing, obviously coffee. You're also a soccer fan. What attracts you to all these sort of off-the-wall types of hobbies?
I think it's because I want to be able to say that I'm the best at it and that nobody's better than me at it.
At everything.
And it never quite works out that way. I have so many friends, obviously surfers, Medina, football/soccer, Neymar, Paulie, all the way down the line. Tennis, Sasha's my guy, just left the other day. But I get to learn a lot from these guys, what it takes to be great, how they handle any and everything. And I'm grateful for it, too, because I ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, well, these are some of the greatest competitors in the world. What is something that you've taken from some of these guys who have played other sports that you've been able to sort of take back to the team environment? Because everything we just mentioned, those are all very much solo endeavors, not necessarily soccer, but surfing, tennis.
Just how hard they work and how they grind it out, how they train, how they think, how they train their brain, so to speak, as well. When you're in a singles game, it's definitely a mental more than anything. And I just love to watch people compete. I do. I love to watch the emotion that they give off and how they're so excited to be able to and entertain and put on a show for everybody that's a fan, including myself.
Right.
I really honor and respect it.
Well, and then in terms of being a competitor, I mean, we know you're a big dominoes guy.
I'm
Love
the
to compete in
best.
dominoes.
I'm
All
the
right,
best.
just give me your best. Tell me why you're the best in the world at dominoes.
I don't lose often. Like, I think that's what comes down to being the best. I just
Right.
am. I don't understand why, but it is what it is. I don't knock
It's
it.
like the prize fighter coming up. He just hasn't lost yet. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I've lost.
Right.
All greats lose, but like it's tough. It's hard to do. It's hard for me to lose.
I love it. We'll have to set it up at some time and
I'm ready.
see if it could be done. All right. When we do talk about basketball, you said when you came back on media day that over the summer you really started to miss the game. And to me, what I heard was this last year has been insane. A year ago yesterday, you were putting up 40 points and a triple-double in the finals. And think about everything that's happened in the last calendar year. What did you miss so much about the game this summer in particular?
I mean, damn sure being around my guys, being around my teammates. I try to remove myself from the game, be around the family, and not even think about basketball like that. But then you coming back, the grind, the waking up, and like it's the first thing that you do. It's the first thing that's on your mind. You do it again at night, throughout the day, and it's just like constant basketball, and it's like the one thing that you can always count on. I'm a guy that loves a schedule, so I know where I'm going to be every second, every hour of every day. And when I got back to the game, I knew it. 5 a.m., I'm on the court, weight room, eat, play dominoes, coffee, back into the gym, back into the weight room. And I think I started to really miss that schedule part. Like I know what's coming. I love, going on vacation. Oh my gosh, look, I'm going to eat at this restaurant, then I'm going to this beach, and then I don't know, and then I'm going to go do that. But, man, when I have, like, basketball and I have a schedule, I'm calm and relaxed.
The structure is such a benefit. I was the same way. Like, as soon as I left school, I was like, oh, no, what do I do? There's no structure to this. You got to figure it out on your own. So I completely understand.
Yeah.
Let's go back for a second. When we do talk about the last year and sort of the toll that it could have taken both mentally and physically with that shortened offseason, I'm not asking you to make any sort of excuses about last year, but when you look at you guys and the Lakers and bodies breaking down and minds sort of breaking down and now having a longer offseason, could you speak to the toll that short offseason took and the benefit that this longer offseason will have for you guys?
I mean, getting away from the game is always good, and you really didn't get the opportunity to do that in a short offseason. It's like right back into it, and maybe your team even changed a little bit. Who knows? But I feel like the longer off season, you got to rest your body, rest your mind, get back to being a quote-unquote human being, not a basketball player. Go do what you want to do, relax, go on vacation, take the family, take the kids, and get back to just being who you are, not an entertainer, none of that. And it's good. You get to relax. You get to breathe a little bit. You're not always under the spotlight. You get to go live your life. So I think everybody's revamped from that aspect of it. Rest on the body is always good. You get to recover, knees, ankles, shoulders, fingers, whatever, and then come back ready to go.
Obviously, coming back now, you have a bit of a new look team, obviously, with some different additions, but the main one being Kyle Lowry, your guy. I just spoke with him about the relationship that the two of you have, but could you speak to how good it feels to have Kyle Lowry in your uniform?
Yeah, that's my guy. And we won't ever take a knock at my other guy who was 7 before he was, because I love Goran to death. He knows that. We still talk all the time. That's still my brate. That'll never change. But it's a blessing to be able to have Kyle, too. Another brother of mine, godfather of my child, obviously. If people did not know that.
Yeah.
But just the competitor he is, the great human being that he is, I think that the city's going to really love that. He's just a joy to be around. He's always smiling. He doesn't have too many bad days off the floor. He definitely doesn't have too many bad ones on the floor.
Certainly.
Yeah, so it's going to be really fun to be able to compete with him.
Oh, and you add him to the mix. You got Bam continuing to improve. Tyler has obviously looked great in coming back from this offseason. A great first preseason game for everybody that you got to watch again in the big face sweatshirt.
Damn
Always on brand.
Yeah.
As you guys head into this season, there are a couple of major obstacles in the Bucks, in the Nets, and these teams ahead of you. But why do you believe that you guys can be the team to represent the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals once again?
One, because I believe in myself. I know the caliber of player that I am. I believe in these guys that Coach Pat and Coach Bo has put together as a unit, and I know how we compete. I know how we just want to win. And then more than anything, we're not running from anybody. We never will. We never have. And there's no way around it. You got to go through each and every one of these teams, Bucks being one, the Nets being one, Philly being one, all the way down the line. We know that, and we're ready to compete.
Well, Jimmy Butler, thank you so much for taking the time to join us on Miami Mic'd Up today, and good luck this season.
Appreciate you.